Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Steelers and the Bucs, next on Madden NFL 25.
Well, as soon as you see that pirate ship in the north end zone, you know exactly where we are. It's the home of the Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. Alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. And finally, Brock, we can say it. Football is back. Oh, look at that. We didn't even practice that. Wins and losses don't quite count just yet, partner. But for a lot of people, us included, we are just happy to see games being played once again.
Yeah, it's been a long wait for fans of the sport. It's one thing to have a draft and OTAs. It's another to actually start hitting one another. And I know for these guys on the field, they can't wait to hit somebody else. And it's also the time to fight for roster spots and start shaping your roster for week number 1.
Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And we're off and running from Raymond James. Hill now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Well, following that play, we have somebody shaken up. And, man, with so many guys fighting for roster spots, you never want to see someone get hurt. Hopefully they can fix him up quick. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Good. What's on? What's on?
Coming out, throwing is Baker. Oh, it's intercepted. What a start. Minkah Fitzpatrick has got it. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. So on our opening drive, Brock, we've got a big defensive highlight already as the pick 6 starts off our scoring.
This is a defense who isn't hiding how they're approaching this game. They want to be disruptive. They're unafraid to be aggressive. Can be a risky mentality to have, but boy, can it set a tone early.
Chris Boswell for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Hill now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. Tampa Bay sending its offense out. Their second drive coming up. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Good. What's on?
Here's the give to Irving. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. Baker now from the gun. Into the hands of Tyler Lockett. And they touch him down. Looks to be about 4 yards short of the 6. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
At the 41-yard line.
Sending a receiver left.
What's on?
From the gun, Mayfield. Complete. Oh, the football's loose. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on 2nd down. You're trying to create a manageable 3rd down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him. Give him a run game and a defense. And Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And tough sledding for him. Only room to get it to the 30. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up. George Pickens, the intended target. So that brings them to 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
The Steelers set to punt it. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. It's away, came off his foot wrong instantly, low and short here. Tampa Bay ready to head out to the field. And I'm sure they all got a stern lecture on ball security between possessions after they fumbled it away on their last series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. We've got a stoppage here. There's a player out there in some pretty obvious discomfort being worked on. All hopes, of course, that it's nothing serious, especially here in the preseason. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Irving here from the gun. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First down, here's Baker. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. At the exact same time there. And it's going to be second down. On the give, this is Irving. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. They're on the stop, Larry Ogunjobi. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on third down. Mayfield now from the gun. Got Evans, it's complete. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
It's now second and 10. Pistol. Set.
Throwing again is Baker. This will be caught by Cooper. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. One of the tight ends motioning left. 3rd and short, Mayfield. He has the first over the middle. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They get 6 and a first down as well.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
1st and 10, it's Mayfield. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. Looking for Tyler Lockett on that play. And now it's second down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
The give for the first time to Rachaad White. And they're going to stop him after he runs it inside the 35. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Here's Baker. This one's taken in by Otten. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They give to Irving, left side. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11.
Point it right. What's that?
Throwing from the gun. He's got the hook up to Cooper. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, When you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2.
Good. Up, up.
Mayfield to throw for it. The throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Regular.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Hey, alert! Watch out!
Throwing, Baker. Has it down close. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Buccaneers tie this game 7-7. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Cordero Patterson now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense for their second drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Motioning him from the slot right. Look at this, the wideout gets it to start this drive. The defenders are there to get him at the line. Yaya Diaby brings him down. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Wilson now from the gun. Toward the sideline, and he's got Pickens. And he's able to cross the 40 before going out. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Now Wilson on the play fake. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Here's Chubb on 2nd down. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Complete beyond the marker. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. All set up now for 1st and 10. Russ now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And they take him down right along the 30. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Second and 1. That's to his back, Nick Chubb. He's contained at the line for no gain. That's Baron Browning who makes the stop. And for the Buccaneers, it's a nickel look. 3rd down coming. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. There it is. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers break the tie here in the 1st. Pat Freiermuth, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. Now Boswell on to send this away. Hill now to return it. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Irving on the inside give. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Second down now, 7 to go. Once again, Irving. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Third and a lone yard coming up.
Alert.
Off the play fake. Here's Mayfield. This finds Carter complete. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. Well, following that play, we have somebody shaken up. And, man, with so many guys fighting for roster spots, you never want to see someone get hurt. Hopefully they can fix him up quick. Running on second with White. Has a lane inside the 35. And they finally get to him at the 15. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. Into the red zone after that big pickup. It's 1st and 10 from the 15.
Real. Kings! Done! What's up?
From the red zone now. Completes this one to Otten. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Shotgun handoff to Irving. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And that's a Tampa Bay touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
McLaughlin attack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers tie things up at 14. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They've got first down from the 31. Ross off the play fake. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. Now it looks like somebody is shaken up after that play. You never like seeing injuries, especially in the preseason. We'll get the training staff out to work on him. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Now we're running for the first time with Jalen Warren. And that one's going to back the offense up just a bit here. And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he won't get it there. Throw and breaks it up. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception with just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on 4th down. And now puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on 4th.
Ball at the 33 for first down.
Good.
Going with Irving here. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Minka Fitzpatrick in on the stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Right back to Irving now. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit. This has the makings of a shootout, a lot of points, but still tied as we reach the end of one. Both teams neck and neck so far. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Buccaneers football as we begin. They've got it first to begin the frame. Able to hit Palmer, complete. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with first and goal. Goal to go, it's a pass play. And they will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers take a second quarter lead. Jalen McMillan with the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
McLaughlin attack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers break that tie and now lead by 7. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Has this at the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They're out and set, first and 10. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And they sure surprised us, going for 2 in that spot on their last drive. Not sure we're going to see that call come out here again. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
All right, Brock, getting a look now at their draft class from this year, and some haters on the outside for this class, but I know inside the building, they're real excited about this group.
You know, one thing, Kate, I've learned, meeting scouts out on the road, especially on the college level, I'll talk to them, they'll say, different organizations, like, yep, this guy's a Raven, yep, this guy's a Seahawk, yep, this guy just fits who we are. The elite programs, they don't care about the noise on the outside. When they see a fit to their team and their organization, they go get them. And that's what I see in this draft class. You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. He's going to throw this one. Cut near the goal line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Trying to throw here out of the gun. And got his man. That's a Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Roman Wilson, the touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers tie this game at 21. Now Boswell on to send this away. Hill now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Buccaneers and wide receiver Jalen McMillan set for another drive. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. First and 10, they're going to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory.
Here we go.
On first down, they'll run. And they bring him down around the 34. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. Motioning the tight end now. Back now, pressure on its way. That's going to be caught by Carter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
Let's go. Roll.
Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Into the hands of Tucker, complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down. They kick the running back in motion. That pass complete to McMillan. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Second down, looking for options. And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers take a second-quarter lead. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
That one right down the middle. And the Buccaneers break that tie and now lead by 7. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Steelers and receiver Roman Wilson making their way back out. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he's able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
On second down, Warren. And he found some running room for a nice gain. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. That's caught for the first. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Steelers first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, But sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First carry for the versatile vet Cordero Patterson. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. From the 48. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And they'll down this one a little shy of the 40. The Buccaneers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check, Panther. Reload, alert.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down for a loss. Well, following that play, we have somebody shaken up. And, man, with so many guys fighting for roster spots, you never want to see someone get hurt. Hopefully they can fix him up quick. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Hawk 70. 70. Set up.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
This offense has been in a rhythm, settled in and found it in the first half, but hopefully that sack for this defense can disrupt that rhythm just a little bit. Kind of reminds me, Kate, in baseball when you're facing an elite pitcher, just get somebody on base. Just make that pitcher think a little bit. Hopefully that sack for this defense does the same to the QB.
On 4th down, it's the veteran Tress Way who's out for the punt. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. New series coming up following the punt. And the Steelers will take over possession. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Forced out to his right. That's complete to Wilson. That's 16 on the pickup. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They go play action on 1st. He's got the hook up to Watkins. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now off play action. Finds him on the crossing route. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10.
Go! 60 by 6.
Working inside the red zone. And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw, just the right touch, and you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
That one splits the uprights. The Steelers calling their first time out. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Now Boswell on to send this away. Hill now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here come the Bucs on offense now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
Set. Hut, go.
Back to throw. And his perfect... is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. His work begins at the 31. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. This one returned for 11 yards. And they're going to take over possession. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They'll start on the ground here with Warren. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Whitehead. And the Buccaneers bring the interception back beyond the 40 before the tackle is made. Worked through his progression, nobody available, and by the time he checked it down to the back, ooh, you could almost see it coming. A defender there to intercept it.
Because those defenders have clocks too. I mean, we get so enamored talking about a quarterback's clock, but defenders do as well, and they know when that quarterback's holding the ball and holding the ball, likely a check down is coming. That is just smart defensive play.
The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Go.
Here's 2nd and 7. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Well, following that play, we have somebody shaken up. And, man, with so many guys fighting for roster spots, you never want to see someone get hurt. Hopefully they can fix him up
Let's
quick.
go now. Set, go.
Running back sent in motion. 3rd down from the gun. He's got him. That's McMillan. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Let's go.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down.
Here we go, set. On my right. Set, go.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Nick Herbig making the play. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Break. Set up. Smash. Roll.
Throwing from the gun. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. He's got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. 3-touchdown game for the rookie. That's pretty good in your debut season, Brock. But then you look at the clock and you see, oh, wait, we still have a whole half of football to play.
Yes, when some of that psychology comes into play, don't just be satisfied. You can look at it one of two ways. I'm satisfied with what I've done, or you look at it and go, I got another half. I can throw 3 more of these babies.
That one right down the middle. And the Buccaneers break that tie and now lead by 7. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the... Pittsburgh. It's all set to go. They're coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. That one's caught along the left sideline. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Steelers' 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They'll throw it. Hits him on the in route. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down. This is Warren headed right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Raymond James. The Steelers with some work to do, trailing in this game. Offense to the line for 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up. Throwing from the gun here. This will be caught by Watkins. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers earn the chance to tie it before halftime. A 2nd touchdown through the air for him, Brock. And independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place. But 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Point after up and good from Boswell. And the Steelers tie this game 35 apiece. Now Boswell on to send this away. Hill now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now the Buccaneers set to take the field. It sure seems like they've been able to score every time they've touched it this quarter, Brock. So high hopes again for this upcoming series. McMillan hauls it in. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Buccaneers hustling to the line. They're in the hurry up. Catch made over the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Looking to the air here. Jump off caught by his back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Completed to his running back. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Completed over the middle. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's go.
They'll throw it again. Connecting on the slant. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. All right, set now, 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Go.
From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Throwing it again here. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back
On fourth down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And they've taken back the lead.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. Throwing now on first down. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Buccaneers will have a shot at least a field goal here. Maybe the end zone after that return. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Ball on the right hash for this 36-yard look. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm. He started game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. He's hauled down on what is the final play. So we've reached the half of this preseason opener. Now we'll keep it in the state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you two in just a moment. The preseason is upon us as these two teams get things rolling. They'll have 2 more games after this to get ready before week 1 comes our way. It'll be here before you know it. In our game, most of the starters have made their cameo and departed. They'll watch the second half with the shoulder pads off, but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out to Kate Scott.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. The Steelers with some very good field positions. They get set, 1st and 10. On the handoff, Patterson. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Has him on the quick hitter.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Jones. Along the sideline, he brings it in. They say he got the feet down, too. Excellent work. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Up the middle, here goes Patterson. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Catches me. And that play is brought to a halt, you're going to say, at the 5-yard line. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Has it down close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. It's 2nd and goal. Warren goes up and over for the touchdown. The Steelers can retake the lead as they tie it up here. Nick Folk now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers take the lead on that successful kick.
Buccaneers, 41.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Hill now to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Buccaneers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. That pass complete to McMillan. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Second and 1. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get two hands on it the next time.
Here's the give on third and short. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle. Second down now, 7 to go. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. From the 44 here on second down. He completes it in traffic. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Pass play on 1st and 10. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
He's got him. That's McMillan. And he's able to get this down to the 36. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. There's a handoff up the gut. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Let's go.
Another carry for him. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Well, following that play, we have somebody shaken up. And man, with so many guys fighting for roster spots, you never want to see someone get hurt. Hopefully they can fix him. So now here's 3rd and 5.
Here we go, set.
A tight end in motion now.
Set, go.
From the gun on 3rd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Steelers' offense headed out. They've certainly had no issues scoring. Have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Patterson trying this straight ahead. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Play brought to an end by Jordan Whitehead. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. From the 19. Short pass brought in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Steelers first down. This is Patterson on the give. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 42. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers grow the lead to 7. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Hill now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Their offense ready to take the field now. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this 3rd quarter. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, you know exactly what term I think of in a spot like this. Sticking his face in the fan. Because there are a lot of bigger bodies for a corner to sort through right there in the middle of the field. But he still charged in, made that stop happen, and I promise you, his teammates notice.
And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They put a receiver in motion here left. Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond. down just on the other side of midfield. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
Come on, set, and go!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This ball's caught by Palmer. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Still sticking with the passing game. McMillan hauls it in. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They send the tight end in motion. Here's 2nd and 2. Looking right, and he finds him. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Simple dive up the middle. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go!
They give it to him again. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. No gain here after a gain of only 1, and now they'll face 3rd and 9. Here's a throw. Got a man, Palmer has it. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Listen, all he could do is make the kicks he's called out there to make. They need extra points from him, but for now, if he's able to handle his 3rd field goal of the game, he just inched them a little bit closer.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Fielded at the 7. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. A game to the very versatile Cordero Patterson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior. 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on first down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Blitz coming for Jones. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. Working from the gun. Here's Jones. They're on him again, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down. Their punter making his way out now. And he doesn't put much height or distance on that one. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. 34 yards on that punt. And the Bucs are in great shape to begin the drive already in enemy territory.
Let's go now.
Finds a man right side. Breaks the tackle. Green grass ahead. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
Let's go. First switch. Check. Panther.
Lone back gets the handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
And he found a little room to turn it into a nice gain down to the 6. It's an 8-yard gain, and things looking a whole lot better now. 3rd and 3 upcoming.
Set up. Set up.
Now looking to throw. And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Back out runs their offense. And the first half scoring has continued so far in this second half as they try to keep the pace. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Up we go.
Play fake, Jones. He's going to push one deep down the right. What a dive. I think He caught it! And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. First down throw by Jones. Brought in close to the 8. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
Folk on now to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers take a 4-point lead.
Buccaneers 51.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Hill now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now this offense getting set to work here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 16 at the 20-yard line.
A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. It's Buccaneer football. They trail, but it's still within reach for them. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Give him 2 yards there, and it's now 3rd and 14. It doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Fields this clean at the 30. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. Play action on 1st down. Cut by the open man. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
A give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down. Throwing now from the gun. Completed to his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
I don't know about you, Kate, but I think somebody's auditioning for some extra work as a receiver. If he could do that coming out of the backfield, imagine the damage he could do if they sent him out into one of those spots out wide.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Rush looking to pass. Able to hit Patterson. Complete. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the 4th quarter when it really matters.
Flowers now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The offense headed back to the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
Go!
Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Into the hands of Tucker, complete. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he goes down after a small gain across the 40 to the 42. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. They'll motion a tight end left. Back to the well again. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding. Offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. pass play now. That's to his back. Here's Rachaad White. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and a defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Completed over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. Out of the gun, White. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Running on 2nd with White. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They'll throw on first. He's got him. That's McMillan. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
And he's able to take this one down to the 25. He gets 6 on that play, and that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
He's dropping back to throw. Able to hit Palmer, complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They have themselves another 1st and 10. One of the tight ends in motion left. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. The Steelers come in and take this on the road. And they're off to a good start in the preseason, Brock. Seen a lot of players fighting together for the victory. With Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners, as with that, we sign off from Tampa.